Peace.
Peace.
This is Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD. You're just now entering the cipher called Real2reel360. KY's.
Peace, God.
Bring that beat in, kid.
Indeed.
Peace.
Yeah. What's going on, party people? Welcome to the Real2reel360 show. Let's get it in. We do the knowledge of wisdom so you can understand. Real360 shows in full command. We changing the game for how it all was taught. From bondage to freedom to an independent thought. Yo, the show is here to bring about a change for real. To lighten everyone so we all know the deal. 360 degrees is a fact. We created the show to give our love back to our communities so we can know what's going on and give them the support from knowledge to porn. So if you're ready to learn, then it's time to go. Sit back and relax and enjoy your show. Peace.
Peace and blessings to Allah's mighty 5% nation of gods and earth, to all the human families of the planet Earth. We bid you a love, peace, and happiness. High salute. I'm DJ KY's Allah, aka Kato the Black Superhero. Welcome to the Real2reel360. Well, listen, we got a special edition for you this evening, so sit back, relax, and take notes, and let's get it in as we welcome my guests as they come to the stage. But before they come on, I got to bring on my co-host with the most, and y'all know who he is. Let's go.
Am I the meanest? Sure enough. Am I the baddest mofo low down around this time? Sure enough. But who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
Who am I?
Joshua Miller Law.
I can't hear you.
Joshua Miller Law, Mr. PhD.
Peace to all our followers, likers, and subscribers. Peace. Long Island is definitely in the building today. We're going to represent for Exit 21 all day. So, what was that?
Yeah. Maybe your wrestling
team. We're going to represent. Shout out Tisha Adalot is in the building. DR Foster in the building. Man, that wasn't me.
Yeah,
that wasn't me. But, ladies and gentlemen, today we normally do our community show where we deal with resources for the community to try to help and, you know what I'm saying, with the youth, with community, with the men of the community. We're working on things to try to provide the best that we possibly can. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's episode, we're going to be dealing with two young ladies who have been working on a program for young women that are at risk at this moment in time.
Hey, John, before we get into that, we must say right here, we give a special shout out to love, peace, and happiness to our belated brother who just passed away this morning. We want to give wishes and condolences to the family. I'm talking about none other than Mr. James Armstrong, aka Strong, Livation Nation Network. He was a pillar in a lot of things that we started off with. And we lost a very great friend, brother, father, grandfather, husband, and all that and more. So we just want to shout out to the family and to all our friends, man. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace, definitely. DJ Strong helped start Real2reel360 on Livation Network Radio approximately 3.5 years ago. He was an individual that was very instrumental in our success and the things that we do. So may peace be upon him. May Allah time. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get things together. Exit 21, stand the fuck up because it's on and popping right now. So ladies and gentlemen, we have and Sarah Osby, Kimberly Burke from Glow Girls Corporation. Let's get it popping.
Welcome.
Good evening, ladies. How you doing?
Good evening.
Great.
I'm doing well.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure to have y'all. Sarah, it's a pleasure to have you back. Kimberly, it's a pleasure to have you on for the first time.
Thank you.
It's great to always see our Exit 21 family and to celebrate. Definitely celebrate the things that y'all are doing. So right now, if you don't mind, introduce yourselves to our followers, likers, and subscribers if you can. Sarah.
All right, all right. Well, I am Sarah Osby. I am a motivational edification speaker. I am also a best selling author in the stand up anthology. And I am also the
Let's get
co
it
CEO of Glow Girls Corp. And I am also an Exit 21 girl through and through all day, every day. Okay.
That's
Uh,
right.
That's right.
And I am Kimberly Burke. I am a daycare owner. I'm a salon owner. I'm also the co-CEO of Glow Girls. And I'm always a mother first. And I'm definitely Exit 21 girl for life.
That's right.
Kimberly, I ain't seen you in months,
Definitely,
man.
definitely,
Hey,
definitely.
I
Shout
know.
out to all those who are,
I was like, oh, he said, remember Kimberly Burke? I was like,
you know,
yeah. Oh, good, good, good to see you.
Thank you. Same here.
so can y'all explain the conception of Glow Girls Corporation? What's the meaning behind that, and why did you start that program?
All right.
Peace,
Well,
sis, peace, peace.
yes, Glow Girls. Glow Girls was started because we have a lot of young girls that are at risk. I myself was considered an at risk youth. So
Hmm.
we as a community needed to stand up and do something. So that is what I decided to do. And I was given this, God gave me this. This is not something that I just thought of on my own. And it comes with a clear vision for the girls and a clear mission as well. So the vision for Glow Girls is to create a powerful movement that empowers young girls to shine as bright as they can, cultivating self confidence and unlocking their potential, allowing them to reach their full potential. And we, Kim and myself, and
Yes.
anyone else that works with Glow Girls, is committed to fostering a community that celebrates innovation, strength, and a profound importance of uplifting one another. So
Hmm.
we aspire to nurture a sisterhood, right? Where
Yes.
girls not only support each other and encourage each other, but also believe in their own unique abilities to light this world up. And we envision a future where Glow Girls Corp is the beacon of inspiration, where
Hmm.
every girl is encouraged to be her authentic, radiant self, just changing this world forever. So that is the vision for Glow Girls.
Yeah.
So, what made you and Kim collaborate together? What was it about your vision that made y'all collaborate together? Because Kim
I'll let
working
Kim
with
take that.
the daycares and the salons, you
I'll
know,
let
Well,
Kim take that.
what made y'all
so
collaborate?
um, we've always been connected through social media, and but for some reason, we just continued to stay connected, and we would reach out to each other. Sarah had invited me to um come into something called Clubhouse to, listen in to their daily inspiration. And at the time, I was actually going through some personal things, and but it was helping me. And we would speak over the phone, and she would just share her vision. But a lot of her vision was the same vision that I was already living. I had adopted a 13-year-old some years ago. She's 30 now, and she was at risk. And then I ended up having custody of her daughter, and I'm raising her now. And so it was like her vision and my vision just intertwined. And it just made sense instead of, sometimes everybody's like, well, I want to do my own thing. I want to do my own thing. But we decided that we were supposed to come together, and help each other and uplift each other. So we decided to bring the vision together and grow that way. It wasn't a situation where, because there's some things that she has that I don't have, and there's some things that I have that she doesn't have. So we brought it together so that way we can empower our young girls because they need it.
Yes.
And then, like with me working with the daycare, I have a lot of. I didn't hear you.
Now, coming from the communities that we come from, what are some of the challenges that these young girls face on a daily basis?
Oh, so just me having a daycare, right? And I have a lot of young mothers. Some of the mothers, they're homeless. They don't have the resources. They're not being given resources to receive education. They don't have a support system. I've literally had to be a support system so that some of them could go to school and keep their children even when I wasn't getting paid. So I've had like 4 nurses come out of my program. I feel like the fathers aren't around, and I don't blame the fathers because they aren't given the proper resources to be the fathers that they need to be. So it's just a trickle down effect, and I figured that if I could at least say, hey, I used to be that at-risk teenager or young adult who didn't really have a support system, but I just pressed my way and fought through, and I can show you some of the things that I did that maybe it would help them. So then, and Sarah as well, she can relate to the same thing. And so we can just kind of show them how we were able to press forward, to have a better lives for our children. Like my children now, both of my children are homeowners. Who would have thought that, both of them, both of them are married. So it's like, it's about breaking the generational curses, So.
That is 100%.
Now when you dealing with young females and in certain situations, what are the things that you're able to provide for them that they can't provide for themselves at this moment?
Structure, mentorship, guidance, help to build their self-esteem and their self-respect so that they can see themselves in the proper perspective, so that they can respect themselves and thereby command respect and understand that they teach people how to treat them by the things that they accept and that they don't have to settle because they don't.
Absolutely.
You know what happens with sugar and things when you put it in liquid, it settles at the bottom. So we teach them they don't have to settle at all.
And also to teach them how to be a support system for each other, how to be a support system for each other, because I had to learn self-respect. That wasn't taught to me. I had to learn that. So I remember as a teenager being in foster care, being young, starting from age 10. And I remember being in certain situations. This is one of my babies. This is my baby that I'm raising. Say hi. Go ahead. And I remember, I was in certain situations, and because Un was my brother, they were like, we're not touching you. No, we ain't doing that. But as I got older, it was like, hey, I'm not supposed to let nobody do that. I shouldn't be in that situation, but that's something I had to learn as an adult. I didn't know about deal breakers and boundaries. I had to learn those things as an adult. So these are things now, because we walked it and we went through it, we can share with them and say, wait, you don't have to accept that. You are worthy enough for that job. No matter who else is there, who else showed up for the job, you can show up too. I remember I walked off of a job interview because I saw just white people there. And I didn't think that I was worthy. So I left. I didn't stay for the interview. I won't do that. I will never do that again. But I feel like the things that we've lived, we can share with them and say, hey, you don't have to do that. You don't have to accept that, you don't have to be homeless forever. You can become somebody and go to school and get an education, you know. Like for instance, social service has a thing where they will pay for these parents to go to school, but they don't really make it known to them. They sent us the letter. They sent the daycare providers the letter. But I share it with my parents and say, hey, they'll pay for you to go to school, utilize it. But you have some that will latch on and then you have some that don't. But we're trying to reach everybody and just hope and pray that they will all get it, because if they don't get it, then their babies don't get it, and it keeps the cycle going.
That is true. Now, as women, young women growing up in the areas that we grew up in, what was it about growing up in that type of community that inspired you to do what you're doing today?
Let me tell you. Let me start by telling you. Okay, because um, I will say this. I love Exit 21. I was born there. I was raised there. Okay, and I had many experiences there. So this is what I'm going to say to you about what I experienced there that made me who I am today. There was bullying. There was rejection. There was being cast out. There was being talked about, lied on, cheated on, stole from, abused, misused, mistreated. And all of those things made me who I am today. Best-selling author, public speaker, business owner,
Hmm.
all of those things cultivated me into who I am today. So for all of those people, I want to thank them. Thank them for fueling me to become who I am, to step in my purpose and be exactly who I am today. I am grateful because if I had not had those experiences, who knows what I would be like today, if I would be doing the same things that I'm doing right now. So those are the things that pushed me to where I am now.
Life experience. Life experience.
Yes.
Now,
Mhm.
life experiences, yes, definitely life experiences. Um, Now, Kim, you have a daycare and a hair salon,
Yes.
pretty much in the same area we all grew up in. What or how has the community changed since we grew up?
Um, I feel like when we were younger, no matter what our parents were dealing with, um, like my mom at the time was on heroin. I had aunts on drugs, alcoholics, but I feel like there was still a level of respect. And I feel like the children today, they don't respect their elders. They're not being taught respect. Um, I know for me, my older daycare children, when they walk inside and they don't speak, I make them go back outside and I make them do it over. They got to come back in and they got to say hello, how you doing? You can't just come in and not speak. So I think that the level of respect is not the same. Back then we wouldn't smoke in front of the adults. We wouldn't drink in front of the adults. No matter what they were doing, we still respected them. No matter what we saw them doing, we still respected them. And I just feel like the respect is not there anymore.
Wow.
So, with the program that y'all have, do you feel that that can help change what we see today in those communities?
I do. I do. And just to touch on something else, I feel like back then too, we didn't have anybody really speaking life into us. So I had all these gifts inside of me that I didn't even know about. I always knew I could do hair. I've been doing hair since I was 9. But there was nobody to say, girl, when you get older, I'm gonna put you in this class, and I'm gonna make sure you know how to do every aspect of hair, so that way you could be a salon owner, a business owner when you turn 18. I didn't have anybody doing that. And so now for me, when it comes to Cameron, she likes to sing. So I'm looking for a vocal coach. She likes to dance. I make sure she's involved. She wants to play basketball. She's doing basketball. I'm constantly telling her, you're a beautiful brown princess. Um, you're going to be somebody. I speak life into her. When I saw my children going the wrong way, it was like, no, we're not going to let you do that. We nipped it. If I had to send my son to his dad, I had to do that to keep him from the games and stuff like that. And just speak life into them. We didn't have anybody speaking life into us. So I feel like by speaking life and encouraging and finding out what their passions are, we just give back that way. Like I'm gonna do braiding classes and things of that nature to give back, because I feel like when a child has a skill set and something to look forward to, they tend to do better and tend to want to learn and do better.
So do you teach like mentoringship and all that?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
There's a complete 2-month curriculum for Glow Girls. There's a graduation process, a penance ceremony. We have lots of things in store for these girls, lots of workshops for them to experience, to help them tap into what their passions are. Maybe they don't know yet, but they'll find out.
Right.
They'll find out with Glow Girls, and we'll help cultivate that, nurture, and help them grow it.
Right.
They will leave as a business owner if that is their desire.
Right.
They will be successful. Excuse me. And we will be partnered with them. They won't just become a business owner, graduate the program, and go off on their own. We will always be connected to them. When they join Glow Girls, it is not just a group. It is not just a temporary thing. Excuse me.
It's a sisterhood.
It is a sisterhood and a lifetime commitment. Much like a sorority.
Now,
but we don't pledge allegiance to anyone but God. So that's where we differ.
Now, can you speak toward that sisterhood and how that would help build their self-esteem and enable them to go forward and be successful in life?
Absolutely. Because listen, I can tell you firsthand, knowing that I have a sister, right? Look at Kim is here supporting, encouraging. I'm doing the same thing with her, right? And every morning she told you about how we're in this space in Clubhouse. It's a social media app. Every morning, 7 days a week, 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, in this space with a group of women, powerful women. We're talking about doctors, social workers, multiple authors, all kinds of business owners, women around the world, Australia, Jamaica, Japan. So we're talking to different women from around the world, not just in the city where we are. And it's like one big boardroom almost, but just for us women. But we say that, but there are men that come into the space too. They support us, and they come up and they speak and they share with us. So it's just a great space. So that having that sisterhood right there, and we do say we are,
and it's powerful too, and it's powerful.
It's extremely powerful. We collaborate. We see someone down, we pulling them up. We're not leaving them there. If someone's not in that space, we're looking for them. Much like with Glow Girls, we want them to be bonded for life. So we will foster and create these activities that they're going to participate in together. That's going to help them build the relationship. And that's what we're teaching them, how to build this relationship. And what does a sister mean to you? And how can you be a good sister? What does that look like to you? A lot of times we don't know what that looks like with children coming from broken homes. So that is how they will learn to be a part of this sisterhood, lean on this sisterhood, understanding that they are not alone. and they
Yes.
will never be alone again. And
Right.
someone is always just a phone call away from them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted you guys ask her who she
Kim.
is. Just say, who are you?
All right, little queen, who
Hey,
are you?
princess, how you doing?
Say hi.
Hi.
Who are you?
Princess, how you
I'm a
doing? Look at that beautiful smile. Look at that beautiful smile.
Tell them who you are.
I'm a beautiful brown princess. I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. I'm destined for greatness, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
You
And
better
she's
know
been
it.
speaking that since she was 2 years old.
That's
All
right.
right. All right. You
That's
know, I
right.
wanted to touch back on you, Kimberly,
That's
because you
beautiful.
said
All
about
right.
Go ahead.
That's
You can go
beautiful.
down.
not
Yeah.
having a purpose at the point in time of your life to where you say you didn't have a purpose, but you actually did. You just had to tap into your own purpose. And
Yeah.
when you found out what your purpose is in your life, you didn't hog it, you didn't hold it and not share. You developed it for others in need because
Yes.
of so. And when y'all talk about the program, I'm seeing it and I'm hearing it, and it's like it gives more direction and purpose of what I'm hearing. Also, I want to commend y'all for what y'all doing for the youth because it's very vital and important, especially when it comes to our children uh,
Yes.
and our baby girls, because there's so much out there that is so negative that can
Uh-huh.
them or pull them away from the right direction and lead them down that wrong direction so
I'm
easily,
mm,
you know. And
yes.
it's a shame because we need that also for our male youth as well, especially
Yes.
the male youth, because as black people, we have a target, but the target is so strong on the black male youth
Man. Yes. Uh-huh.
to,
Yes.
to turn them from whom they are to be
Uh-huh.
into what they want them to be, to demasculate, to dehumanize, and all.
Yes.
So we need more programs. We need more
Yes.
mentorship programs in this manner
Uh-huh.
for our youth in that manner. That's what I want.
Mm.
So thank y'all again for it.
Yes.
Yes, we do. And
Yes.
I love what you said, Wise, because um, I do want to talk to you offline as well, because I do actually have something for young men age 13 to 19, because I am a boy mom. Okay. I'm a woman first, but I'm a boy mom. All right. So I got to make sure that our young men are okay too. Right.
That's
So
right.
I do have something for them. So I would like to talk to
Right.
the both of you offline as well and see how we can do something to make that happen, because I need some strong black men to lead the charge with this. And so we can talk about it. We can chop it up about it,
But
because we're
sis,
all about partnering.
it has to
Yep.
that age range 13 and up, it has to go lower. I see it. Because I get these babies from 6 weeks old and it needs to start younger than 13.
And it can. It
Yeah. It
absolutely
has to
can.
start younger than 13.
Yeah.
So
Now, and
I'm just
and
letting
and
y'all know.
I agree with you, Kim, about the age. The age has to start younger because
Yeah.
we know that the youth are falling victim to the
Yeah.
social ills and the mental illnesses that they're
Yes.
taking with them. So, with
Mm-hmm.
your program, would you be able to mentor and counsel these young people to get through those social ills, being in broken homes, being in homes where there's a lot of drug activity, domestic violence, things of that
Absolutely.
nature? How would your program help them with that?
Well, let me start by saying partnerships are great with entrepreneurs and business
Mhm.
owners alike. Okay. And so I had the pleasure of meeting a wonderful uh, Black woman who is also a licensed therapist, and
Mm-hmm.
she owns her own practice, and she has others employees working with her. And so we were at an event together. We were both speaking at this community college here. That's where I met her. And I spoke to her about Glow Girls. And I told her I would like to partner with her and she would like to offer her services. So,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we have services. We have the ability to offer services to help them beyond our
Yes.
own personal capacity.
Right.
And there are
Right.
other resources like that available. I have a very large circle of people to choose from and to work with, collaborate with, partner with. And a lot of them are very willing to do that with us, with Glow Girls. They're very
Yes.
much behind us.
Uh,
So, one of the organizations I'll say that is behind Glow Girls, uh, wanting to assist however they can, they've offered their assistance, is UAW Legal Services from Chrysler. So that's here at the office here in Syracuse. Totally appreciate that. Wanted to make sure that I say that. But Kim and I are also looking to partner with other influential people, such
yes.
as Yandy Smith,
Yandy.
Taraji
Mm-hmm.
P. Henson,
Taraji.
Mary
Yes.
J. We know
Uh-huh.
that they have experience in this particular background, this area. And
Uh-huh.
so we very much would like to partner with any one of them uh, with Glow Girls.
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. Shout out Keisha Wanda Jackson. Thank you for tuning in. Shout out to our big sis Kim Johnson. Peace. How you doing?
Thanks.
Reason why I ask because we know that as you their skin isn't as tough as ours was when we were growing up. There was things that were said to us that we allowed to roll off our back. And with these youth today, these children today, they're very sensitive in your dialogue. So you have to be mindful of the things that you say or the things that you do or even the things that they see. Um,
Mhm.
and that alone can change their direction and where they want to go. Um, how do you help them take the excuses out and get out their own way when it comes down to working your program?
Hmm. You want to take?
Well, you got this one, sis?
No, you could go ahead.
Uh,
I
so
got
for
something to
me,
add, but you could go ahead.
so the young ladies that I speak to, I lived a lot of what they're living already. And I still have achieved so much. Plug this in for me. I still have been able to accomplish and achieve so many of my goals. And so I don't allow them really I don't allow them the excuses. I say, hey, okay, you was in foster care, so was I. You saw domestic violence, so did I. Your mother was a drug addict, so was mine. Your father wasn't there, neither was mine. But I still pressed my way. I still prayed my way through, and I just, even if I had to do it afraid, if I had to do it crying, so I don't really allow the excuses. I don't know. That's me. I don't really allow the excuses. You know, um, I don't know what about you, sis?
I would say that for excuses, I like to tell young people that people with excuses are people that experience extreme failures because they always have an excuse. I don't deal in excuses. I deal with mindset. And so, so Kim knows what I'm going to say right here.
Uh-huh.
So, this is where we would help them to structure and foster and help them to obtain a mindset of growth,
Yes.
a mindset that is going to keep them from making excuses. You see, we all have excuses as to why we shouldn't do something at that moment,
Mhm.
whether it's getting up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I don't feel like getting up. That's an excuse, but you better get up and go. Otherwise, you know what's going to happen, right?
Right.
So, and just like, if you don't
Right,
feel
right.
like cooking, yeah, you have to eat. So these things, you can have excuses or you can have success, but you cannot have both.
Uh-huh.
You will not have both. You either are going to have success or you're going to have excuses. So which person do you want to be? And it allows them to make a decision, but that's where it all starts, is with the
Yeah.
mindset. And
And
we
I think
do have a
therapy,
workshop for
yeah,
that.
I think therapy is important. You
Yes.
know, they, growing up as a child, automatically when you go to foster care, they want to, put you in therapy. And I didn't want to talk to anybody. I'm not talking to you. I don't know you. But as an adult, therapy is awesome. Like I encourage the majority of us to seek out therapy because there's a lot of things that you need to unpack that you don't realize that you need to unpack. I lost my mother over 30 something
Right.
years ago. And I didn't realize until I went to therapy that I didn't even mourn my mother. And it wasn't until I went to therapy that I began to mourn her the right way. So I would encourage therapy as well. I tell them, you listen, get yourself in therapy, unpack all that baggage so you could be the best version of yourself that you can be. On top of the encouragement that I'm gonna offer as well, that the sisterhood will offer.
That's right.
In your program, I'm noticing like, do y'all have, like you said, you got steps and frequencies that you do when you mentor, and you offer like a graduation class to give them a sense of pride, not a sense of pride, but pride
Yeah.
and joy within themselves of achievement. So what would be the first step when they come into your program? What is the identification process for each one? Because we all know we all have different individualities and mindsets. So what
Uh-huh.
is a standard form, and how do you adjust it for each child being different?
Your
So
intake
that's
process.
didn't we
Yeah.
just talked about this. Didn't
Yes,
we
we
just talk about
did.
this?
hmm
Um, so we know that there are many programs um, that have a selection process, right? We don't have a
Mhm.
selection process. That's part of the issue. You're selecting.
Right. Like you're not like
You're
you don't fit in.
eliminating
Yeah.
certain ones,
Right.
saying they're
hmm
not worthy.
Right.
We're saying you are all worthy.
Worthy.
You are all worthy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as you're not going to be selected.
Right.
That
But
won't happen with Glow Girls. That won't happen.
but to speak to their actual need, there's an application process
There
that will
is.
ask certain questions. It'll find out what some of their likes and dislikes, some of their passions are. On the application will ask if they've ever been bullied and what do they feel about bullying, you know. So it'll have different questions that will kind of help us see how we need to speak to each child as an individual.
Right, right.
What you
The
need.
individual need. Yeah.
Mhm. How
hmm
difficult is it
Now,
for you all as the inspirational teachers, educators, and enlighteners to the children? How do you take time to digress for yourself in order to make it better for the youth on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, honey, you have to have me time. You have to have me time. You have to take time for yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. So
Yeah. I
you
had to
have
learn
to be
that. Yeah.
full.
hmm
Yes.
mhm.
Yes, I had to learn that also,
I
but
had
I
to learn
learned it
that.
several years ago and I have been nonstop. I come first. I am the
hmm
priority so that I can give you the best. I have to be the best to give the best. If I'm not
hmm
at my optimum best, I can't give you my best. So
hmm
I make sure that I'm good
Mhm.
so that I can make sure that they are good.
But I've learned to say I'm not okay. Like if
That's right.
before people would say, "You okay?" Oh yeah, I'm good. And no, I'm not okay. Give me some grace. Let me have a day, and I can get to you. But so I had to learn that because before I was just doing everything. I was doing everything and being everything to everybody except to myself. So I had to learn that.
Good evening, Chiquita. But the question I have for you within your intake process and your evaluation of each young girl, I know that when we were growing up as youth, there was like a colorism that we faced in our own community, whereas either you was too light, you was too dark, you was too brown, you was
Yes.
too this, you was too that, and a lot of young ladies fell victim to the colorism. So
hmm
how do the program Glow Girls combat that, and when do you start that combating the colorism? Is it in the intake process after you done evaluated certain situations, or do you do it periodically through the program?
Can I tell you about this colorism thing? My younger sister and I were just speaking about this yesterday because you see me, right? And my younger
Mhm,
sister,
mhm,
Grace, is a very dark skinned woman. Okay. And
mhm,
she
mhm,
just was saying about how she felt growing up. Like, if people know my
mhm,
brother, and many do, he's fair skinned. My sister Vera, her and
mhm,
I are the same complexion, you know. So Grace was the only one that is darker, and so
mhm,
I will tell her what I'm going to tell you now. I told her she was beautiful. For each girl, whether they're light, dark, it doesn't matter how melanated or non-melanated they are. You are beautiful.
Mhm.
You are beautiful
mhm.
just as you are. You are enough. Love the skin you're in. Love it because
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
that's gonna be something that has to be done on an
Yes.
individual basis because
Yes.
it has to be
Ongoing.
spoken, yeah, ongoing because unfortunately, even me growing up, I had to get the oh, you think you're cute because you're light skinned, you have long hair. I had to deal with that. But then my baby, who you guys just met, Cameron, from very early on in her life, she thought that light was better, long hair was better. And I had to speak to that thing and explain to her, no, you are beautiful just as you are. Her mother is very dark skinned and beautiful. But see, we have this thing where, oh, she's dark skinned, but she's beautiful. That we have to get that out. We have to stop doing that, you know? And it's almost like we're conditioned to do it. So we have to uncondition ourselves.
Right.
And I had to speak to that thing in Cameron to where now she'll go in the store and say, I don't want a doll if it doesn't look like me, you know? And she looked at herself the other day in the mirror. She said, I am so beautiful. I'm
Yes.
so beautiful. My hair. She has locks. Most children her age don't want locks. They think, oh, that's not long. That looks, you know. She asked for them and she loves them. She embraced them. So it's something we have to speak to our children early on in life. And even in the program, that's going to be something that has to be dealt with periodically and on like an ongoing thing. It has to be an individual, like, you know, done. It can't be done as a whole. I think we have to see where they are in that area and then speak to that, you know, individually.
And just maybe if they see a young girl
Hmm.
as beautiful as Cameron, participating not just as a Glow Girl participant, but also as a mentor of sorts because she is a young businesswoman, a young business
Hmm.
girl. And so her business will be incorporated into Glow Girls and it will
Yes.
help many of the girls.
Hmm.
So I'm very excited about that as well.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that is just a part of what will happen with these Glow Girls. But
Hmm.
it's Glow. I want to say this because I didn't say it initially, but GLOW, there's an acronym for GLOW. And that acronym is growing, leading, organizing, and winning.
And
We
winning
want them to have a winning mindset.
mindset. Hmm.
A winning. Y'all see me on Facebook talking about all I do is win. That's right. No matter what it looks like, I'm
Hmm.
winning. All things work for me. So
Yes.
things no longer, I'm not a victim. So things don't happen to me. They
Right.
Yeah.
happen for me. It's the
Yeah. It's the
mindset.
mindset.
It's the
Hmm.
mindset. And so this is what a part of what we will be sharing with them as well. So their mindset will be transformed and they really will unlock their full potential and they
Yeah.
will be unstoppable.
Hmm.
Unstoppable.
Yeah. One of the trips we used to go on with the daycare was to IKEA. And you know, they have the furniture so they would have the bedroom set up and the living room. And we would take the kids there and they would pretend like these were their houses. And we would tell them, you can have this. This could be your house one day. Your house can look just like this or better. And they loved that trip. And I mean, and they had free lunch there on Tuesdays. And that was a trip that, you know, we took them because we wanted to show them that you can have beautiful things and you deserve to have these things. You know, it might be a struggle right now, but if you grow up and do what you're supposed to do and work hard, you can have these things. You know, you can have these nice things. And it was something that they really just loved. So it is a mindset. You have to change their mindset, you know. And I think they can achieve anything. You know, I like I said, I never growing up, I never saw myself where I am today. I never saw it.
I know I never saw this coming.
Yeah.
I never
You know,
saw
a
it
nonprofit
coming.
organization.
Hmm?
A
Now,
non
now, Kim and Sarah,
Wise said something.
is
you
it a
have a
nonprofit?
nonprofit organization. Is it a non?
It is a nonprofit.
Yes.
Okay,
Hmm.
okay, okay.
Hmm.
Um, go ahead,
Now,
Doc. Go ahead.
with your program, hold on 1 second. With your program, we know that when you take youth somewhere and you show them something different than what they see at home, it's like a conflict for them. How are you able to help support the parents so the parents can reinforce what's going on in your program and y'all reinforce what's needed to be at home?
Go ahead, Kim, because we just talked about this.
Well, how can we reinforce? I know for you just have to see where people are and speak to that particular thing. So I feel like if I'm going to be mentoring your child, then you have to respect when I come to you and say, hey, you know, the baby came and said such and such to me, and and this is what's going on. If you need help with something, let me know. If you need to speak to somebody, let me know. Um, and just to let them know, I can't help you. We can't help your child if you don't meet us halfway. They have to meet us halfway. You know.
It is building a relationship with the parents as
Yeah.
well. you
Yeah.
know and that is a wonderful thing, because if the children are transforming their mindset, which will change their entire life, and they're living at home, their parent is seeing them and asking them questions. You all
Yes.
know, just like I know, right, from where we come from, there are some that'll go home and their parents are like, what's this glow girls thing you talking about? What's
Uh-huh.
this Glow Girls thing you got me paying for?
Right.
You got me involved in, or whatever, however they would say it. But there are some parents that will do that. But the fact that they ask the question is great, because it gives the child a chance to explain what this is.
Yeah.
This is what I can tell you. This is what I learned about it. You should talk to them,
Yeah.
and we will reach out to the different parents as
Yeah.
well, because we
Yeah.
want them to be
We
involved.
want them to be involved. Like Cammy has she has two siblings that are growing up totally different than she is. And so now, because the chains are being broken over here, she's going to know how to break them when it comes to her sisters. And so when Cameron doesn't speak about working for anybody, Cameron speaks about, I'm gonna take over the daycare. She just learned how to braid, so she's going to be able to take over the salon. And these are things that she'll be able to teach her sisters. These are things that she'll be able to teach to the other Glow girls. Her mindset has been changed already. So she won't come in speaking like some of them, but she'll help them to start speaking the way she speaks. And then
Okay.
the parents will see the positive outcome it's having on their children, and they're gonna want to get involved, because we're gonna have things to almost make them be involved.
Yes.
So yeah.
That was a good question, 'cause I was going to
Yeah.
tap into that.
Yeah.
How strong is the program for where parents can come voluntarily
Yes.
and help assist you all in help mentoring and educating and enlightening their children, that not only theirs but whom is also involved. So it's like a village, as we talk
It's
about
a village. Yes.
raise the child,
Yes.
concept. So again,
Yes.
very strong. um oh man, it was something that I wanted to say so bad, it was on the tip of my tongue earlier. But yeah, with the nonprofit, now here we go, noticing that as how we were growing up in our years, there were a lot of programs in schools that is not available any longer. For instance, the uh, instruments, musical instrument factors, and I felt that that was a plot because the system
Oh,
knows
let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
knows how rhythmic, how enlightening, and how enriched we are when it comes to the ties of music and the different instruments that relate to our childhood and our
Uh-huh.
ancestryhood. So when
Uh-huh.
you move that program from the school activity, you separated us from going back to a time of our ancestral DNA.
Yes.
So is there, do you have anything like that inculcated into your programs for the kids?
Well,
Go ahead, Kim.
so doing, we plan on tapping into so many things of that nature. So that's where it comes into play when we say we're going to find out what their passions are. So if their passion is dancing, then we have to find a dance instructor. If their passion is music, we have to find a music instructor. Um, I personally, and this is gonna, anything I ever do as far as a business will always be connected to Glow Girls, because Glow Girls is not for profit, but my businesses are for profit. So they will help fund some of the things. And one of the things that and I don't talk about this, I don't really talk about it, and I'm going to speak about it tonight. But my goal is to have a preschool, because our children aren't learning and they are taking a lot of these things away. And I believe that a school is needed for our children. So I don't know how big it's going to grow. It may start off as a preschool. I may be the next Miss Shelley's, but it's going to be, Glow Girls is going to always be connected. Cameron's business is going to always be connected. Everything Sarah and I do from this day forward is pretty much intertwined. But we will find out what the girls' passions are, and we are going to find those people that will be willing to volunteer their services for that.
Yes. And as I stated earlier, I have a great pool of people as resources, not just on
Mm-hmm.
Clubhouse, but in the Resilient Black Women community on Facebook, and also
Mm-hmm.
Boss Business Queen group on Facebook.
Yes.
So it's
Mm-hmm.
a very wide community. I mean, I have right now 31 anthology sisters, and I have 20 more coming on board with volume 3. And like I said, there's lawyers, doctors, nurses,
Mm-hmm.
publishing company owners
Yeah.
and things of that nature. So anything that is needed, I am certain that there is a business, and I've already begun to sort them out so that I have the list of people, so that there's no need to, we don't have to scramble. All I have to do is call this person.
Yeah.
The people I'm connected to, I've already let them know what I'm doing. They're all on board to assist in any way that they can. So
Mm-hmm.
there won't be a lack of resources.
Right.
Excellent, excellent.
And I
Yeah,
do
because
see,
I know I wanted to ask, is there a process? Is there a process where there be grants, donations, uh,
yes,
different drives to help build your program?
Yeah.
yes.
And
So,
how can the community help themselves with this program?
well, the community can help. They can help. There is, situations where they can volunteer to chaperone. They can, if they have a particular skill set that they would like to offer to Glow Girls, they should very well reach out to Kim or myself. There is going to be a forthcoming website. It is just about completed for Glow Girls. There is Glow Girls Corp email. It's glowgirlscorp@gmail.com. The phone number, I know my number, they can reach. It is on all of my social media information, but it is 315-949-1234. And anyone can call with any donations, questions, or concerns about Glow Girls.
Mm-hmm. And Cameron has a business that her website will be up by spring, and her business, a certain percentage of her proceeds is going to be donated to Glow Girls, and to help with certain expenses and things like that, because we're targeting like foster care children, and just children in the communities. So Cameron's business is going to, like I said, a percentage of her proceeds will go towards funding, to donate to Glow Girls.
And so, Josh Mel, to give more information on that question that you asked, if anyone is seeking to donate to Glow Girls Corp right now, they could send Cash App to Sarah Osby, I mean, not Cash App, but PayPal to Sarah Osby on PayPal. So that is how they can right now contribute, or again, they can reach out to Kim and myself and we can assist them in donating or any services that they would want to offer as well.
Now, with your program that both y'all have, one will be based in Syracuse, the other one will be based in Long Island. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yes.
So I had the Syracuse chapter and Kim heads the Long Island chapter.
Okay, so, and we're looking to
Now,
have these chapters worldwide.
Yes. Yes.
now teaching entrepreneurship with your program and teaching skills that can foster entrepreneurship in your program and teaching the mind state of having a business is part of your focal goal for the youth that comes into your program?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Yes. So the
Now,
donations will
with
go
Cameron's,
towards, I was saying the donations will
go
go
ahead, go ahead.
towards like, the donations will also go towards, once they complete the program and they go through the commitment ceremony. Part of the, like, once they have established the business, the donations will go towards creating LLCs and things of that nature for them.
And also, we are looking to create a scholarship
Yes.
for the Glow Girls
Yes.
to help give them a startup fund
Right.
for that entrepreneur business, or if they're looking to go to college, to help support them through college. So we are
Right.
looking to also build a scholarship for them.
Is there an incentive for when they graduate the program and move on? Is there a clause for them to come back and help
Yes.
Yes,
with
they
Yes.
that?
would come back and
Yes.
mentor some of the
Yes.
girls, some of the newer girls.
Yes. It's a lifetime commitment, a lifetime sisterhood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, we spoke about the lifetime sisterhood, and it's mirroring like a sorority, but it's
Yes,
not a sorority where they don't have to pledge, but they have to pledge and honor each other.
yes.
Just make a
And
Am I
there,
commitment.
correct?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and there is a
Yeah.
process, right? So, but we don't like the word pledge, so we don't like to use that word. But that's why she's telling you that there is a commitment ceremony. There is a process that would be the commitment program. So that would be the process as if you were pledging a sorority. Okay, that is that process. And
Right.
so we have our own process, is just as different. So there's no hazing or anything like that, of course,
Right.
but there are different things that they will be taking part in. And again, it all is to foster this sisterhood and this bond, to help them support one another, not just it's all for you, but to support one another. And there's no young girl that will be left behind with Glow
Right.
Girl.
Right.
So if there's a race and you see your sister fall, you're going to stop, you're going to go back, and you're going to help her get up, because it's not about winning. You don't win because you crossed the line first. You win because you turned around, you helped your sister get up, and you finished together.
Right.
Now you won.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that we're teaching them.
Right.
That's
Now, with this mindset, will it be able to break those imaginary boundary lines that we have in our community? For as you know what I'm saying, you from Roosevelt, you from Freeport, you from Uniondale, because you know how it was when we was coming up. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Oh, you from Hempstead. I ain't rocking with them Hempstead cats. You know what I'm saying? You from the belt. We ain't rocking with them cats over there from Freeport. You know how that little
Yes.
Yeah.
imaginary line
Yeah.
kept us separated.
Right.
It kept us separated until we got older and was in situations where we end up dealing with one another on different levels. Um, So the program will be able to break those imaginary boundaries
Yes.
and have them to think more global than local. If I said that correctly.
Yes,
Yes.
you
Yeah.
did. And
Yeah.
yes, that is exactly right.
Yeah.
These girls
You
are,
know,
they will learn that it doesn't matter where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what side of town you live on. It doesn't matter how dark or light your skin is. It doesn't.
Right.
What
Be-
matters is what is on the inside of you,
yeah.
your mindset, and how you perceive things. Because if you see yourself as a victim, you will always be a victim. But if you
Mm-hmm.
see yourself as an overcomer, as a winner, you will always be. I didn't realize when I was younger, even when I was going through some of the toughest times, sometimes I would be really down. But if somebody asked me, "Are you okay, Sarah?" I would say, "Yeah, I always am.
Hmm.
I always am." And I didn't know then that I was speaking that over myself, but I am always good.
Mhm.
I am always good. There is never a situation where I'm not good. I always am.
And and we plan on bringing the girls together. So like the
Yeah,
girls from here from Long Island, they're going
yeah,
to be brought together with the girls in Syracuse. They'll
yeah,
be brought together with the girls with the young ladies in Atlanta
yeah.
and wherever else Glow Girls grows, so they won't we'll be able to, they're gonna come together with the same mindset and the same respect for each other because that's what they're gonna be getting taught all the way around the board.
Yes.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
that's a beautiful situation. Ladies, I
Mm.
know we went over just a little bit, but I want to thank y'all for coming on, and I want to give y'all an opportunity both to tell the followers, likers, and subscribers again how they can get in touch with you, how they can also patronize both your businesses outside of Glow Girl, right, incorporation, because that's what we do here. We celebrate our family, and we want to make sure that everybody's successful in all their endeavors, not just in one part. So, if you don't mind, Sarah, if you want to go first, or Kim, you want to go first, could you just tell them what it is?
All right. Well, for Glow Girls, they can email glowgirlscorp@gmail.com. You can call 315-949-1234. You can donate through PayPal. Just look up at Sarah Osby. And the website for Glow Girls is forthcoming. For Sarah Osby, please do visit my website, sarah-osby.com. That is my public speaking website, and you can also purchase the Stand Up Resilient Black Women book there. That is volume 1 on the site. And you can also visit Boss Business Queen at boss-business-queen.com. Please do feel free to check out the website that shows all the services that are offered. And if you have any questions or if you need some outside catering done, please do feel free to reach out to Mom's Wings and Things. We do
Okay.
travel, yes. And check out the article in ceoweekly.com about Mom's Wings and Things.
And to reach out to
Ooh,
me as far
we
as
gotta
the
get some of them
salon,
wings.
yeah, the wings look good. I haven't had them yet. To reach out to me, you can reach me on Instagram at who got next _1 if you want to book an appointment for the salon. And I'm under Kimberly Burke hyphen Petty on Facebook. And Cammy's website will be launching this spring. It's Cammy, CAMI, CammyGirlCreations.net. And she will be selling bonnets. The affirmation bonnets, they're really dope. Do you have one of your bonnets somewhere close by? Little girl, do you have a bonnet close by? I can show them, get it. And so that will be launching this spring. And that's really it. My number is 516-543-9866. If you need childcare, I am a 24-hour daycare. So I cater to all types of jobs. And I'm a great support system. It's my husband and myself. We've been doing it for about 14 years now. And I will be looking to hire also. So I do create jobs in the community, and this is one of the bonnets that. Well, let me see. I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is one of the
Oh,
bonnets,
see
and
it.
it says on here, it says, I am special, I am blessed, I am worthy, I am beautiful, I am royalty, and I am strong.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things that will be on her site. So
Beautiful.
Wow.
So I got to
Now,
come up and
Kim,
get my.
before we go, you said you're a
Yeah.
24
yeah,
hour
24
daycare.
hours. Yes.
Yes.
I have special needs children that I
Wow.
keep. I have children that come to me that they don't speak, but once they get here, because I do teach them, they learn how to speak. Stop that. They learn how to speak. Their parents think that they're being told that they're autistic and that there's something wrong with them because they're not talking, but it's just someone taking the time to actually work with them, and they start talking, and they learn. A lot of my children I've had from 6 weeks old, and I'm still in touch with them, and some of them are 16 years old right now, and they left here knowing how to spell their names, just shapes, colors, numbers, the basics to get them started for kindergarten. Yeah.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Yeah. I want to say
Oh,
something
that's
really
amazing,
quick,
Kim.
Joe.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Can I just say real quick that first, Kim is one of the most humble people that I have ever known. She's so sweet and so kind. Can we just talk about how her daycare is licensed as a school, though? And she didn't mention that. Yeah,
Hmm.
Kim does a lot, and she continues to do so. And her work with Glow Girls just further exemplifies how awesome of a person that she really is. And I did see that Dion in the comments was asking about the book and was saying that she was thinking about writing a book, and people always telling her that she should, but what made me decide to do it and how did I get started? Well, my children told me for years that I should write my story, and I procrastinated and I didn't. And one day, a beautiful woman was doing a live on Facebook about an anthology that she was creating, and I just heard the voice of God tell me to watch this live. I did, and she made the offer requesting people that were called to write their story. I answered that call, and now I'm an international best-selling author.
All
So
right.
that is how
Wow, that's
Dion.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. MC Cookies in the building. Thank you for tuning in. Man, I tell you, this is definitely informative. Barbara Williams, thank you for tuning in. Um, I'm just so proud to say, you know what I'm saying, that this is the product of an area where I come from. Kim, you know what I'm saying, not to date our age, but Kim graduated like 3 years prior to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Listen,
okay.
I'm
It's okay.
54 and
At,
Yes.
fabulous, okay? I'll be
Right.
55 in December and
you know
grateful
what
to
I'm saying?
That's
still be
right.
alive and looking
Yes.
good, okay?
It,
Right.
it, and Sarah also 3 years older than me. So,
That's right. That's right. That's right.
but
And we
we
still
come
look
from
good. Don't forget, okay?
that's that's it. We come from the same suburban ghetto. People
Uh-huh.
think that when you grow up in Long Island, you do not deal with the same social ills as those who are in Queens and
Yes.
Brooklyn and in Manhattan and Harlem. But in the 80s, 70s, and 80s, we dealt with the same things: abandonment, drugs,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
domestic violence,
That's
street
right.
violence, things of that nature. And a
Uh-huh.
lot of us went to the streets because we didn't have families at home. So to
Uh-huh.
overcome that type of situation and see you ladies today, I'm very proud of y'all and I salute y'all
Yes.
and thank
Yes.
y'all and keep doing what you're doing because that means a lot to the communities that you're in and the youth that y'all working with.
Thank you. Just
But
real
Big Bro,
quickly,
you
and
know
this
what
is
time it is.
real quick. This is off topic, and I just
Go ahead.
don't know if you guys ever had a show based because I'm an advocate for fathers. And I feel like these women, some of the women, use the children as a pawn. And I'm watching the children suffer because the father can't be in their lives, and they're being made to pay all this child support, and then they take the children away. So if you guys never had a show talking about that, please have a show talking about that, because it is really, really needed. It's really needed. And us women, we got to stop. We got to stop. And the
Yeah,
men got to come together and support each other in that area.
Yeah, we
we
definitely
had
got
a show earlier, the Fathers Foundation,
all the foundation.
and the Fathers Foundation is right there in Far Rockaway, Queens. And the issue is, a lot of times when you allow the government to become your husband, and you allow the government to become your child's father, and you
Yes.
expect the
Government.
actual father
Mhm.
to pay, and allow the government itself to tell the father when he can see and how he can treat and deal with his own children. This is some things, that's a mindset that, and that's a whole different show for men
Yes.
and women, that needs to understand that
Yes.
once the government, I understand we all go through hard times, and we all go through hardships, or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, and we all need help sometimes. Then, and we're not alleviating that. But when you
Mhm.
allow the government to become your husband, or,
Yes.
become the father to your children, just because you're getting housing and you're getting food stamps and you're getting Medicaid,
Uh-huh.
you're actually doing a disservice to that child and that relationship with that child and his father.
Uh-huh.
So, I'm
Yes.
glad you spoke on that.
Yeah.
And we can do a whole show on that.
Yeah. But
Trust
what they
me.
don't know is
That's
that
why
there's
I
one
never.
thing. Yeah. There's one thing that a lot of women don't know. When they're going down for these services, all they need is a letter stating that the father gives them X amount of dollars a month, and they can't make them take them for child support. They can't make them. Just get a notarized letter. Yeah, he gives me $50 a month. They can't tell you how much he can give you. And if y'all have that agreement, by law, they cannot force you to do anything else. And a lot of people don't know that. So if we could get the man and female, the man and the woman on the same page to say, okay, we're going to do that. And I'm going to let you see the child, things of that nature. It's just a lot of information that people don't know because we're not sharing it, you know? So,
And that's another thing, that we have to be resources for each other, right?
yes.
Right.
Let's put it on the table. Let's stop,
Mm-hmm.
fighting, combating one another. We have to be resources for one another. We deal with
Yeah.
as adults. We're not even talking about the children now. As adults, we're dealing with so many mental issues. Heartbreak, domestic violence, drugs, alcohol, being in communities that are, deprived, or low,
Yeah.
low standard of living, and
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to combat that and still be a parent and still have enough for yourself, but not realizing that some decisions that you made put you in a situation that took away a lot of your resources, and you didn't even
Yes.
realize it by listening
Mm-hmm.
to someone else who didn't have what you had, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but we already done went over. We got to get up out of here, big bro.
Okay.
Take over.
Listen, this has truly been an enlightening and wonderful show. We want to make sure
Yeah.
y'all come back. Please
Yes.
come back with further and more information. But before I end the show, Sarah, could you please tell our listeners right now, one more time, what is the acronym for GLOW?
It is growing, leading, organizing, and winning.
Women.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And with that, like you say, yeah, hang around, y'all too. Don't go no, because Kim, Lord have mercy, I got something to say to you. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for tuning into the Real 360. We want to thank our special guest, our family, our Exit 21 family forever, none other than Sarah Osby and also Kimberly. We thank you both for coming on to the show and sharing and enlightening your program. And we want everybody to step out that can do so. Reach out and help out when you can. All right. We are done, done, done. We'd like to thank our followers and subscribers and everybody for tuning in. What you got? You got something else, Joe?
Yeah, don't forget that this episode will be re-aired again in Columbus, Ohio, on PSO OU USO 82.3 on Live 365. Yeah,
right.
That, you know, the acronyms kill me, but it definitely will be re-aired. And thank y'all for coming on. Big bro.
Thank you.
Right. All right, everybody. We out of here like last year. Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see you throughout the rest of the week. Peace.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, we starting to come to the end of the show. Right now, I want to take the time out and thank our guests for coming on. Also, too, we want to make sure that y'all listening and subscribing, and tell a friend and keep sharing, because we're going to keep bringing y'all the real content. You know what I mean? So, DJ K-Wise, my brother, check us up out of here, son.
True
Peace.
I want to give a big shout out to the nation of guards and nurses, and to all the human families on the planet Earth. I say peace. But to our subscribers, those who continue to watch and listen to the show each and every time we come on, I give a big shout out of love, peace, and happiness to you. The peace of man, woman, and child of the you and I verse. It's time for us to disperse. We bring the best, not the worst. We thank you once again for tuning in to the Real 360. Bring a friend to hit that like and subscribe, so we continue to grow to bring more knowledge and wisdom to you. Upon our show, you make it possible for us to do what we do. Now